By the way, we have a special guest on the
Ooh.
podcast.
Oh no. Who is it?
Hold up. Who do you think it is? Take a guess.
Is it your mother?
That would be a good guess because I am at
Thank
my
you.
mother's, but no, it is not my mother.
Darn.
It's...
Oh man.
Who is it?
Oh my gosh, could it be? Is it Santa Claus?
It's Santa Claus.
Oh man. That's perfect.
Merry Christmas, Chris. Yeah, dude. Oh. Santa's on the podcast.
Hi Santa. Thanks for
Hello, Kevin. You've
Thanks
been a naughty boy this year.
Is that why I get coal?
Yes, of course. Everyone knows that's why you get coal.
Dude, one of my favorite things was at Christmas at Sue's.
I'm not your dude. I am Santa.
Santa's my dude. Santa's my boy.
You must be on the nice list for me to consider that.
Oh, okay. I see. Santa, how was the delivering last night?
Oh, terrible. Terrible. It was so cold. Fucking cold as shit.
Were the reindeer
I had to go to so many airports too.
Why? Because people were stuck there?
Yeah, there's just so many people stuck at the airport. Got to get those kids their presents, you know?
That's beautiful, Santa.
Yeah.
Where-
I got
how
I'm trying to grow a nice black mustache over my beard hair too, if you guys can't tell. Those of you who are viewing the podcast. Yeah, also for those of you listening, I'm dressed in a Santa suit right now.
Oh man, I thought it was Santa, dude.
Yeah. Well, I am Santa, but I'm dressed in a Santa suit.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Still a
that
Santa
checks out.
suit. Yeah.
It checks out that Santa would be dressed in a Santa suit.
How could you be so silly, Scout?
I'm sorry, Santa.
Ugh, getting that out of my food.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
To give you a little
you
bug.
should mute your mic if you're gonna have
Okay,
a
yeah.
coughing fit.
Yeah, I can try to do that.
I'm sure our listeners would appreciate it.
Can I? No, I can't. I was wondering if there's a hotkey to mute, but I guess not.
I think on the right there's a little mic next to you. I don't know if you can click it, can you?
I
And
don't
mute yourself.
see a little mic.
I just muted you.
Oh,
And
whoa,
unmuted
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. Thank you. Here.
Hey, there we go. He's coughing. He's coughing.
Yay. Yeah.
That's actually the main reason you were on the naughty list is because of how many times you coughed on the microphone this year.
Oh, my
past year.
podcast
Yeah.
sound faux pas.
Yeah, I got a lot of complaints.
Walker wrote Santa a letter. Yo, this guy cannot get his audio straight. Oh, man.
Dude,
Well,
this suit, I even got like the belly, dude.
Oh, heck yeah. What's the belly made of?
It's
Oh,
just
no.
like
That's just my belly,
that.
dude.
That from eating cookies and drinking milk, dude.
Yeah. Cozy.
By the
comfy
way,
belly.
Santa also likes beer, kids.
Feel free to leave out a little sippy.
Yeah. I can drink and slay. The reindeer do most of the work.
Do you know that you are technically driving a sleigh? That's what it's called, driving it.
Is it? Yeah, I mean,
You drive, like, when you have two horses.
it's not
you're
riding.
driving.
I don't know. Isn't it riding? Because I'm just getting pulled.
I believe the technical term would be driving because they're pulling.
If I'm
Okay.
steering it, yeah.
No, like if you have the horses, because you're steering it with the reins.
But even then, there's somebody driving it and somebody riding in it, typically, right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I meant for the pilot. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I meant for the
yeah.
person steering the
If you're
horses.
steering.
Yeah, but it's like you ride a horse, but as soon as you get behind the horse or off the horse, you're driving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Santa
Sorry,
can agree on that.
That's the nerdy fact I was hoping to convey. My fault. That was one of the fun things I learned at Turtle Island. I actually did a lot of horse driving there. It's pretty fun.
Nice. Well,
Oh man,
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
yeah.
Do you watch any good Christmas movies?
I actually haven't. So
Or do you like
I've
any Christmas movies if you haven't watched them yet?
yes. My favorite Christmas movie, probably of all time, is A Christmas Story. I absolutely
classic.
love that movie.
There's a sequel. They just came out with a sequel actually this year.
Yeah, we were looking at that, weren't we? What was it called?
It's a.
Just a
I think
Christmas
it's just
Story
like a
2, right?
Christmas story. No, because there actually apparently was a Christmas story too back in the day.
Oh,
I never knew about that. Must not have been good. But no, this one's like Ralphie is an adult and
And
it's his
he's trying
family.
to- yeah.
And he's trying to give them like the perfect Christmas, like his dad, I guess, or whatever.
yeah.
But
That sounds funny, honestly. It sounds like
it
a
looked
good
pretty
movie.
good. Yeah, it looked good. If you, it looked like if you enjoyed the original, you would definitely get a kick out of it.
So my memories, I don't know if you remember this, but I think TNT used to play 24 Hours of A Christmas Story.
Yeah,
And
PBS,
so,
I think.
what's that?
PBS, I think.
There were several Christmases where I would watch like that 2 or 3 times over the course of 24 hours just to like kill time and try to get to sleep. I love that movie. Also, another favorite Christmas movie of mine, Die Hard. Maybe even my favorite Christmas movie, Die Hard and Die Hard 2.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like it's a good movie. I just feel like people are like, huh, my favorite movie, my favorite Christmas movie, you know what it is? It's Die Hard, dude. Yeah, I bet you wouldn't have even thought that that was a Christmas movie, but it's my favorite Christmas.
So
It's like,
honestly,
Very loosely a Christmas movie. Definitely like,
yeah.
and I mean, I would argue that a Christmas movie is just anything you would enjoy watching this time of year, every year. Like, could
Oh,
be
yeah.
a Christmas movie.
So to add to that, one thing, the writer of the movie, like who wrote the script, has come out and said, like, yes, it is a Christmas movie. I was trying to write a Christmas story about somebody. who
Bruce
gets separated.
Willis.
Yeah.
Have you heard
somebody who
Bruce
gets-
Willis?
What about him?
There's a clip of him at an award show, and his entire acceptance speech was, "I'm going to settle this once and for all. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie."
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah, Bruce Willis said that. Yeah,
That's so funny. Well, the writer of the story who like penned the script has come out and been like, it is absolutely. It's about a man who gets
Oh.
separated from his family. on
financially, I'm
Christmas
sure
and
that's really
reunites.
nice for him for it to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But
I say
my
it because-
favorite, like on the edge Christmas movie is actually Gremlins. Have you ever seen that?
I have seen parts of it. So I tried to watch it once when I was a kid and I was like a little kid and was told,
It's creepy.
It's not a scary movie at all. It's like super fun and cuddly. And then once they like fucking freak out and kill the first person, I was like, fuck this and fuck you guys. I'm out of here. And so
Yeah,
I've
dude,
never
it's
seen it.
it gets pretty gruesome. The monsters look pretty crazy. Like,
Oh yeah. I would love to see it though. It's a super good movie, right?
yeah, I like it a lot. Like I said, it's probably my favorite, like, non-standard Christmas movie where there's not, like, you know, Santa's not in it, or it's not, like, about, like, typical Christmas stuff. It's, like, kind of an off-the-wall Christmas movie.
I wonder if you could call it like Christmas genre. Because like
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, he gets the gremlin as a gift for his kid.
Christmas,
It's like, yeah, that's, like, the premise of the movie, basically.
yeah. Okay, Nightmare Before Christmas. Christmas movie or Halloween movie?
Both. I'd probably say more Halloween just because I don't really think of many Halloween movies. So, and that's a
I'd say
really
the-
good one. So, like, I would if I wanted to have like a yearly Halloween tradition, that would be like a solid movie to throw in there. I can't really think of a ton of other ones like that are Halloween specific.
What about the Halloween movies?
Well, I mean, I'm not that there isn't Halloween movies.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah. I know.
Christmas movies, the top tier of Christmas movies got the top tier of Halloween movies beat by a fucking mile, I would say.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Well, I don't know because Halloween movies are horror movies.
Sometimes.
What's the one where Santa is like a serial killer or something? Have you ever heard of that? It's like,
No.
oh my god, it's like a mean bad movie. It's a Santa horror movie. It's supposed to be pretty wildly bad.
I have not heard of that one.
Oh, I forget what it's called. I'm not going to look it up. So next topic. What other good Christmas movies are there though?
let's see. Home Alone, I think, is a classic. That's a great one.
That's a very good one. Charlie Brown has a good Christmas one, if I recall.
The Muppets Christmas Carol.
So good.
A solid one. I used to actually, for like 3 or 4 years when I was a kid, my dad took me and my sisters, and we would practice for like the whole fall season, and then do for like a week, 2 weeks over the winter at the Asheville Community Theater. We would put on a play, and like I was young Ebenezer Scrooge for the play.
Oh, hell yeah.
So like during the flashbacks of Christmas Past, I would like, it was like, you know, positive young Ebenezer, like with his sister, like being cheery on Christmas. Yeah.
Right.
My big thing was it was actually my actual sister was playing my sister too.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but the hardest part of my part was, it wasn't a very long part, but I had to go over to my sister and like pick her up and like spin her in a circle in the air with my hands on her hips and like put her back down. So I had to like practice that a lot.
So you like let go of her and spun her, or you like...
No, just like, oh, sister, Christmas is going to be wonderful this year. And then you just like, as you're picking her up and spinning her. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was fun as hell.
Crumper?
My dad was the ghost of Christmas Present, and he was a baller because he just had like the deepest voice, and he was like a really huge guy. So
Which one's
Nailed it.
Christmas Present?
it's the huge jolly guy
The
that's
big
like,
jolly guy?
yeah, that's got the deep voice. Yeah.
Who's past? Because the future is death, right?
Yeah. I can't remember who the past one is. Some
it's-
ghost with chains on it, though. I think.
Oh, Marley.
The first one. Marley, yeah.
Yeah.
It's his old business partner.
Yeah, Jacob Marley. That's
a great story, man, The Christmas Carol. Like,
Oh,
honestly.
very good.
Yeah, really great.
Charles
Charles
Dickens.
Dickens. Yeah.
Yeah, he could write a damn story. I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah. Other Christmas movies that are good. You know what? I actually watched National Lampoon Christmas Vacation a couple weeks ago.
Yeah?
Did not feel like it held up like I remembered it.
Really?
I was kind of let down by it watching it again. Yeah, just like, I don't know.
What doesn't hold up?
It's just wasn't that interesting. I guess there's not really like, besides like him trying to put on the perfect Christmas for his family, like it's
Well, let me
not
ask-
like, I don't know.
Is it slow paced? Because that is a big note. Is that
I
in the
think
past
so,
10,
and I think-
20 years, movies have become ludicrously fast paced, and it's kind of thrown off our perception of
that, and I think like if you were to remake that movie now, you would go a lot more over the top with all of the things that go wrong.
Right.
I think like the things that go wrong in that movie, like watching them now, you're like, oh, like that's just kind of what goes wrong for a person in a regular movie that I've seen nowadays. But back then, that was like a disaster.
See, I will say sometimes watching old movies, I have to like ground myself. One of the things that I'll find myself doing a lot is I'll watch an old movie and I'll see a trope and I'll be like, oh my God, this shit again. Oh, the action hero is going to have a one-liner. Oh, cool. But then I'm like, oh, that's because this is the first movie that did that. Like,
Yeah,
This
you
is the
got to
first
just
time
appreciate
I saw
that
it.
about it, dude.
yeah. So it's like a little bit at play too with National Lampoons. I've never seen it though. I need to.
It's solid. It's a good movie, but yeah, I personally just didn't think it held up that well. The Grinch with Jim
Classic.
Carrey, super great. Probably in my top three. That's a great one.
I love the animated one too. You like the
Yeah,
Jim
yeah,
Carrey
they're all
better than
good.
the animated?
The Jim Carrey one's the goat one. Yeah, the greatest.
Mm.
Also, what else? Elf. I watched Elf.
Elf's
That's definitely
great.
still a great movie. Still hilarious to this
Such
day.
a funny film.
Actually, the kid from A Christmas Story is in Elf.
Yeah.
Ralphie. He plays at the beginning of Elf. If for any of you who have watched it, he's his elf boss at the workshop. So he's like the guy that's telling him he needs to like pick up his production and shit. So if you
Yeah.
watch it again, keep an eye out for that.
Little Easter egg for you.
Yeah,
All those old claymation movies. Did you ever watch those?
I did.
Rudolph?
I loved those when I was a kid, man. I thought those were awesome.
I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
Yeah, I
And
loved
then,
those. I thought those were awesome.
Oh yeah, so good.
I can't
Freeze
remember the name
Meister?
for a single one of them, honestly, though.
I think one was like the Isle of Misfit Toys. Maybe. I know Rudolph the Reindeer was on there.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's one about the
Little
abominable
drummer boy.
snowman,
Mm-hmm.
or
The
like
Little
the
Drummer
Yeti.
Boy was one.
But yeah, I've always loved stop motion stuff like that. I think it's really cool. Like,
It's so fascinating. What
it's a cool art form.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just reading about Back to the Night Before Christmas. Like it took 100 people like 3 years to make that movie.
Oh yeah, it's
Pretty
an insane
exciting.
amount of work.
Yeah. Ho ho ho! Do we have another good boy here?
Another. I thought it was Naughty Santa.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can. Welcome.
Wow.
Hello.
Okay.
You were there for like a second earlier, and then you just like disappeared.
Oh, brother, I was going through some gymnastics to get here, but I'm here.
It was weird. You appeared all in green, and then there was a little red patch. I thought it was Predator Vision.
No, yeah.
Well, welcome, Chris.
We were just talking about, as you joined, our favorite Christmas movies. So, do you have any favorite Christmas movies? Let's see other things we've talked about. Do you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
Just because a movie's set during Christmas doesn't necessarily make it a Christmas movie.
Okay.
But I
would tend to agree with you.
I could be convinced. If we're talking about outright Christmas movies, then A Christmas Story is going to be up there.
Classic.
I would say even exactly. I would even say the Muppet Christmas Carol is up there.
Also brought that one up. That's a classic.
Yep.
Yeah, we were also just saying how great the story of A Christmas Carol is on its it's just a great story.
Cool story.
Another one that's good is sort of pseudo holiday. It's not really Christmassy, but it's kind of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh yeah,
Never
that's
seen
a good one. That's a good one, actually.
He is trying to get home for the holidays.
Yeah. No, that's that's definitely like. I mean,
that is literally Die Hard. What?
But it's like them.
There's no combat. There's no
traveling
combat,
struggles of getting home through weather and stuff.
And it's a comedy. It's a straight up comedy. Yeah.
I see. So when the antagonist is poor weather, it's a Christmas movie. But when it's German terrorists, then it's not. I gotcha.
Yes, because
I said I could be convinced either way now. So
No, and for my part, for Die Hard, the last thing I'll say is, when I watched that movie as a kid, I definitely had nostalgic feelings, especially the second one where they're at the airport and they show a bunch of snow scenes and carolers and a bunch of shit throughout. So, like, for me, it's just like, oh, this feels Christmassy.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, you ever watch Gremlins, Chris? I said I liked that one.
That's kind of no. Yeah, I mean, it's not. That's not Christmas.
That's definitely. He gets the gremlin as a Christmas present for the kid. That's the whole premise of the movie.
Nah. that one's a push. That one's a push. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let me just write on my naughty list here.
Hey, leave space.
Jim Carrey's The Grinch. We liked.
I think I might like the original one more.
I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of that one. Prefer the cartoon.
Not even a fan at all. Wow.
No,
Wait,
prefer the
cartoon. A fan of the
cartoon.
cartoon?
No, I said prefer the cartoon. Not a fan of live action.
I think I prefer the cartoon, but I definitely like the live action a lot.
Could see that. I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, if you go classic route, It's a Wonderful Life.
Miracle
of course,
on 34th.
You have Miracle on 34th Street, White Christmas, and then kind of the granddaddy of them all would be a Holiday Inn. So.
I've never heard of that. What is that?
We're going back to World War II here, but that's the movie that introduced White Christmas.
Oh.
The song. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I thought it was that song. Me and my friend be grinding at a Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn. The chain gets their name from that movie. So.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Damn, good marketing move.
Another
movie was a little bit before.
Christmas movie that I liked is Netflix a couple of years ago came out with a movie called Klaus.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Excellent movie. It's animated but fantastic. It's about like a mailman who starts. He's like delivering mail and like, and you know, starts like, basically like how Santa started giving gifts to kids is kind of like where it goes.
Dude,
Pretty
it's
cool.
a super good movie. The animation style is really cool too.
Yeah, it's a great one. Check it out if you
Well,
haven't.
for our podcast listeners, I can say that it does not appear that Santa is trapped in a basement, and so therefore he's probably not in a Hallmark Christmas movie. So
The people who make Hallmark Christmas movies are all on the naughty list.
someone should do a Hallmark Lifetime Christmas movie combination where Santa gets trapped in the basement, which is the trope of every Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
But it's a Hallmark
Mrs.
movie.
Claus gets trapped in the basement.
It's trapped in the basement. Yes.
Mrs. Claus, and then Santa has to romance his way into the basement and save her.
Yes.
Through,
What about the plot where a big time city slicker woman moves back to her small town for Christmas and falls in love with some pig shit farmer? Those are my favorites.
That would make it a Hallmark, right? And then just like he said, make Mrs. Claus trapped in the basement by an evil elf, and then it's Lifetime. You combine them both successfully.
I've always thought it would be fun to combine like a rom-com and horror at some point. That would be an interesting film idea.
Sure, yeah.
Why not throw some Christmas in there too?
That's right.
Hey guys, so this is a good segue, but have you guys heard about the Chat GPT AI that came out fairly recently that people have been like, you can use it for free. It's pretty cool.
Yes, it's wild. It's insane.
It's basically like Google search, but on steroid. Like if you like type in a question, it will give you the answer, or like it can even like make up original things. Like I had it like write like a Christmas song from a new Christmas song and stuff. But anyways, I just, as we were talking about Hallmark Christmas movies, I typed in on there, write a Hallmark Christmas movie. And would you guys like to hear their, it's pretty short, their plot for a Hallmark Christmas movie?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay, it's called A Very Merry Christmas. The movie follows the story of Emily, a young event planner who's struggling to balance her demanding job and her personal life. Just as she thinks things can't get any more hectic, she is tasked with organizing the annual Christmas gala for her company. As Emily starts to plan the event, she meets Jack, a charming and handsome Christmas tree farmer who's supplying the tree for the gala. Despite the initial differences, Emily and Jack start to fall for each other as they work together to prepare for the big event. But when a series of mishaps threaten to ruin the gala, Emily and Jack must come up with a plan to save the day. With the help of Emily's family and friends, they manage to pull off the most magical Christmas gala the company has ever seen. As the night comes to a close, Emily and Jack share a romantic dance under the twinkling lights of the Christmas tree, knowing that they have found their happily ever after. The end. Oh,
dude,
beautiful.
Perfect.
Oh,
I would watch it.
Perfect.
Man,
I would see
AI.
it in IMAX.
Copyright it.
How funny would it be in a couple years to find like some great director? He like has an amazing string of movies or something, and then he gets like a scandal comes out that he's been using AI chat bot to like come up with his like ideas.
That's definitely gonna happen. Oh yeah, dude. I will say the intersection between AI and art production is going to be really fascinating in the next couple of years.
Yeah, they make some cool shit, but like I feel part of what makes art cool is like the human element of it, which that they're not going to have.
So
Like-
I agree with you kind of, but also so you're playing with like this Chat GPT, which is like packaged and given to you by Google, right? But if you're actually using this kind of software, a lot of times you're like installing it on your computer and running several trials, and then like, okay, out of these 20 trials, I'm going to pick these 2 to continue training it, and now we're going to train it more. And so, yeah, I hear you that it's not wholly human created, but there is a large part of human in that process, you know?
I mean, I
Good
like I
counter
said,
argument.
I think there's value to like the art being directly created by a human. I think that is a lot of what makes art
Okay,
human
so let
art.
me ask this: like,
Not
say
that
you
like the
take-
stuff that comes out of it can't be beautiful. That's not what I'm arguing at all. Like, or
what
cool,
about the
but-
pictures that like people show on Instagram? Because that's all digitally edited by a lot.
Right, but they actually have to be in a physical location and like notice a moment and take a picture. Like there is a lot of human elements still in that process. Like, and I would also not use photography as the greatest argument for
For art,
how for like high art these days. Yeah, I wouldn't say that
Gotcha.
takes it.
Ooh,
I've argued with you about
Ooh.
this. I don't think.
Ooh.
I think that there's a lot other forms of art take a lot more skill than photography. I think photography is.
Wow. Wow.
I think photography at a certain point becomes how much money do you have to buy cool equipment to take that cool picture. Not that you don't have to have skills to use it, but like the skills I think for other types of art are more cool to me personally.
wow. Huh, okay. Interesting view.
All right.
Interesting view.
Oh.
So what? You've been having some fun with ChatGPT, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Didn't you say you got it to write a Christmas Carol or something?
I got to write a bunch of stuff. Let's
Got any
see.
cool stuff to share?
I got it to write a Christmas story. Let's see. Write a new Christmas story. This is what it wrote. Once upon a time, what?
I was going to say the first line was going to be AI photography is so much better than human photography. It should be in some subgenre of art.
Once upon a time, in a small town nestled in the mountains, there lived a young girl named Emily. Emily loved Christmas more than anything else in the world. She loved the snow, the twinkling lights, and the cozy feeling that filled the air. One year as Christmas approached, Emily's family hit a rough patch. They were struggling to make ends meet, and Emily's parents were worried they wouldn't be able to afford to buy any presents.
Damn, dude, this
Emily,
is
however,
this is a nice, gritty, realistic Christmas story.
hits the heart. Emily, however, was determined to have a wonderful Christmas no matter what. She started making decorations out of whatever materials she could find, and even started singing Christmas carols to lift her family's spirits. As Christmas Eve approached, Emily's parents were still worried about how they would make the holiday special for their daughter. But when they woke up on Christmas morning, they found that all their worries had been for nothing. Their small house was filled with decorations, and the smell of freshly baked cookies. Emily had worked... Hold on.
But it wasn't
Hey,
theirs.
Talk amongst yourselves for a second.
But it wasn't theirs. The decorations weren't theirs.
Yeah, I'm like wondering where this is going. Could take a hard left turn. Also, I'm curious if like the moral of this story is that Emily's basically a child slave who worked all night to make Christmas for her parents while they were asleep.
Hey, Santa's elves. She's a Santa. She's an elf. She's an elf trapped in Santa. She's an elf trapped in Santa's basement. See?
Perfect. It all comes around, dude.
I can't even
Dark
remember
twist.
where I was.
Wasn't
twist.
Emily the name of the first protagonist too? Or am I mixing that up? The movie script, wasn't that also Emily?
I don't know. Let's
Maybe I'm
see.
wrong.
Hold on. It
Does
might have
Google
been.
AI like Emily?
Yeah,
It was
that's what I'm
also
saying.
Emily.
I-
But I had it write
It's a
some other ones, and it's
conspiracy.
not always Emily. But it's a pretty generic name, definitely.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I don't even. Do you remember where I was in this story before
She
the
had
dogs
just-
were barking?
She just woke up to find her house had been decorated by someone.
Yes. Yes.
Probably homeless people.
You're like
I'll
maybe
just
two
start.
paragraphs in.
Emily, however,
Maybe.
was determined to have a wonderful Christmas. She started making decorations out of whatever materials she could find, and even started singing Christmas carols to lift her family's spirits. As Christmas Eve approached, Emily's parents were still worried about how they would make the holidays special for their daughter. But when they woke up on Christmas morning, they found that all their worries had been for nothing. The small house was filled with decorations. Yeah, this is where we were. And the smell of freshly baked cookies. 10 homeless men stood in the kitchen. That's not what it's. See, the AI can't get that creative yet. Emily had worked hard to make the day special, using her creativity and resourcefulness to create a festive atmosphere. And when they sat down to open presents, they found that they had received the best gift of all, the joy and love that Emily had brought into their lives. From that day on, Emily's family made sure to always celebrate Christmas with the same spirit of love and joy that she had shown them. And every year as the holiday approached, they couldn't wait to see what magical touches Emily would add to their celebration. The end. Another masterpiece.
Wow. Okay.
It is neat listening to it because you can see how it's like sounds somewhat human, but also
It's
like
formulaic
it's
still.
very unsettling structure, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had it right, a Christmas heist story. You ready for that one?
Oh, please.
Yeah.
All right. Christmas heist story. I
Santa's
didn't give you a
12.
title for it. I'm going to call it the Christmas Bandit because it seems like that happens a lot. All right. It was the week before Christmas, and the city was bustling with holiday cheer. But for the notorious thief, known only as the Christmas Bandit, was another opportunity to pull off the perfect heist, of course. The Christmas Bandit had planned for months, studying blueprints and surveillance footage to find the perfect target. And on Christmas Eve, he finally found it. The city's biggest department store, filled with hundreds of sparkling presents and decorations. The ultimate score. The Christmas Bandit knew it would be a risky job, but he was confident in his skills. So dressed in all black and sporting a Santa hat, he snuck into the store through the roof. Seems like a poor choice of outfit. As he made his way through the aisles, the Christmas Bandit couldn't help but be impressed by the sheer amount of glittering gifts. He knew he had to be careful not to get too distracted. Uh-oh.
Boom,
But just as he was about to make his way to the safe and crack it open, he heard the sound of children's laughter. Curious. The bandit, that was really out of nowhere.
I know he kidnapped the children or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that turns out to be the heist.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to find out. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
All right, so he heard the sound of children's laughter just as he's about to crack the safe open. Curious, the Christmas Bandit followed the sound and found a group of children who had snuck into the store after hours to play.
Oh, they were in the safe,
know
darn it.
this would be the worst decision of their life.
It's cool
That last line
he
is not
had to
in there.
snake in through the roof, and they were able to break in, like, just
That's
at the
pretty
base.
funny, yeah, actually.
They weren't
Great
in the
point.
safe. That would have been better if they were locked in the safe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, so he found a group of children who'd snuck in to play. The Christmas Bandit knew he couldn't leave the kids there, so he decided to come up with a new plan.
Oh,
He
God.
gathered all the presents he could carry and led the kids back outside, where he loaded them into a waiting sleigh. As they flew off into the night, the Christmas Bandit couldn't help but feel a warm sense of joy. He knew that he had pulled off the perfect heist, not for the sake of stealing, but for the sake of spreading holiday cheer. And as the kids laughed and sang carols, the Christmas Bandit knew this was going to be the best Christmas that he ever had. The end.
Oh, my God, dude.
I was not really clear about...
Santa's 11 or something.
Yeah, that still sounds kind of creepy.
Oh,
The
sounds
kids
very
grab a gift
creepy.
and get in the sleigh.
And then as he's riding away, he's like, "This is the best Christmas ever."
Ever.
Ugh.
Dude. Oh, man. Good
Well,
old-fashioned kidnapping.
I also I had one more good like story. I was like a good Christmas horror story.
Hell yeah. I like that wasn't the horror story. A bunch of
That
kids
was not
going
the
missing.
horror story.
Those were the G-rated ones so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even read this one. I don't know if it's how bad it is. So if you have children listening, caution advised.
PG-13.
Chat GPT is off the hinges here.
If you have children listening, please talk to us directly because we have some questions for you.
So I said, "Tell me a Christmas horror story." This was its response. It was the week before Christmas, and Mary was excited to spend the holiday with her family. She had been looking forward to this trip for months, and as she drove through the snowy countryside to see her parents' house, she couldn't wait to see them. But when Mary arrived, something seemed off. The house was eerily quiet, and there were no lights on. She called out for her parents, but there was no response. As Mary made her way through the dark and empty house, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. And when she finally found her parents' bedroom, she knew that the worst of her fears had been realized.
Something was wrong.
There, lying on the bed, were her parents' bodies, pale and still. They had been murdered, and the killer was nowhere to be found. This is where it would go, dun dun dun. Overcome with grief and horror, Mary fell to the floor and wept. She couldn't understand how this could have happened, and on the most wonderful time of year. As the snow continued to fall outside, Mary knew that she would never be able to experience the joy and happiness of Christmas ever again. The end.
Oh.
That's awesome. Actually, that's a great horror story because, like, yeah, she has to live with that horror. Bravo.
I mean,
that was maybe the best one, honestly.
My favorite thing is that all the stories end with, and that was the best Christmas ever, and that was the worst Christmas ever. Or, and she knew she would never blah, blah, blah again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's like a 20-page kids book, except a heist or a murder story. Yeah. Got 2 pages left. Wrap it up.
I also had it right. A Christmas song.
Okay.
Was, let me see if I can get
Like
some
with
Christmas
music or
music
just-
up with it.
Oh, here we go.
I've never sang this, so I don't know how good this is going to be. I'm just going to wing it. This is ChatGPT Christmas song. It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be good of cheer. It's the most wonderful time of year. It's the happiest season of all. Oh, Christmas time is here, bringing joy and cheer. Families gather near. Oh, Christmas time is here. The snow is falling, fire glowing. We're all snuggled up and toasty, feeling warm and cozy. Carols are playing, the lights are aglow. It's the most wonderful time of the year, don't you know? Oh, Christmas time is here, bringing joy and cheer. Families gather near. Oh, Christmas time is here. This time of year is magical, filled with love and festive cheer. So let's all come together and spread joy, love, and love far and wide. Oh, Christmas time is here, bringing joy and cheer. Families gather near. Christmas time is here. One more time. Oh, Christmas time is here, bringing joy and cheer. Families gather near. Oh, Christmas time is here. Woo! So yeah, Chat GPT Christmas song for you all, sung
That's
by
interesting.
Santa Claus.
Exactly. Yes.
That's pretty interesting, though. Would you mind sharing the lyrics? It seemed like the first verse was directly out of "It's the most wonderful time of the year." Am I right?
Oh, I have no idea. Hold on,
I
let
think
me.
it is. It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most
Yep.
wonderful time of the year.
It's and then what's after that? What's the line after that?
It's the happiest season of all.
Yeah, dude, that's like exactly what it is. Okay, hold on here. Massive scandal alert. ChatGPT is copywriting material. I need like some dramatic.
Dinkelberg.
Does that work?
Copyright
No,
claim.
no, this one's good.
Gotcha, bitch.
There we go. We got you, bitch.
Copyright claim.
What? I'm shocked, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I guess
God, please, no.
it's just like that's how it trains, and so
It's probably like
rhyming stuff.
the-
It's tough.
It's probably like these are all the lyrics to all Christmas songs or carols ever written. Start here. What fits?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
they're definitely not as good as us yet. But
No way.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. No.
I'd be
Creativity's
interested
not there
next
just
year. We
yet.
should do another on next year's Christmas podcast. Whatever version of Chat AI is out, we got to see if they can do any better than that. Of any,
next year.
any of that stuff.
Next year they'll be hosting the podcast.
Yeah. You think robots will be into podcasting?
I'm not.
they'll
si-
have to, dude.
I'm not. I'm not seeing them
robot
give a shit
stuff.
about it.
Hell yeah, man.
For other robots or for people though?
What'd you say?
Are they going to be into podcasting for other robots or for people? So that's the difference.
That's true. That's true. Probably for people, if there's any people, just to like keep them busy, you know.
Yeah.
I
Or
guess.
maybe both.
Matrix them with podcasts.
Or
I-
maybe we are robots, and this entire podcast has been done by AI the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's
And
exactly
that
what
was
it
the
is.
best
You and
podcast of them all.
And they remembered that Christmas podcast for the rest of their lives.
But there are other cool, besides like just making up creative shit, there's other cool things you can use it for. It's actually like a really convenient way to get an answer to a question. Because like on Google, you know, you got to like look it up and then like click. Like it'll straight up tell you the answer. So it's nice if you just need like a direct answer about something. If you want to like do research of multiple things, you still want to use Google. But like an example, I typed in what are some interesting Christmas traditions around the world, and it told me. So
Did you fact check it though? Because I wonder if it just makes shit up.
I didn't, but I know a couple of these, and they're definitely accurate. So I'm gonna guess these are right.
Here's what I would say. They probably are right, but the way these language models work, I would not be surprised if false stuff slips in or if it creates.
Oh, for
you know what I
sure.
mean?
And like this, this is releasing in like beta right now. Like
Yeah.
this is like just test this out kind of thing. It's not like
Yeah.
full rollout.
Because I read somewhere that Google has a much more advanced internal version of this that they actively use for work. And they can be like, you know, chat, find me these code files that reference this thing and tell me what would happen if we wrote them in this language. And it can do shit like that. It's crazy advanced.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to hear some unique Christmas traditions from around the world and tell me if you
Yes.
think any of them are bullshit?
I'll fact check them.
Yeah, you can fact check it. There are many unique and interesting Christmas traditions around the world. Some examples include the Yule Goat. In Sweden, a traditional Christmas figure called the Yule Goat visits homes and delivers gifts to children. This figure is often portrayed as a mischievous character who plays tricks on people if they are not careful. This next one I did know about. KFC Christmas in Japan.
Yeah.
It's a popular
Yes.
tradition to eat KFC on Christmas Eve in Japan.
Yes, it is.
The tradition began in the 1970s when KFC ran a successful marketing campaign promoting a Christmas party barrel of fried chicken as a festive meal. Wow. That's probably their greatest campaign ever for
I was going to
marketing.
say, yeah. What did you do?
Oh,
We got a whole
definitely.
country to like our product.
Number 3, Las Posadas. In Mexico and other Latin American countries, Las Posadas is a traditional Christmas celebration that involves reenacting Mary and Joseph's journey to find a place to stay in Bethlehem. The event includes
Alright.
the singing of Christmas carols and the sharing of a special punch called ponche. All right, we got two
Alright.
more.
Shout out
Krampus.
to our Hispanic listeners.
Yeah. I wish I could shout you out in Spanish. Can any of you do that? Say shout out like
I don't know how to say shout out. No.
fuck.
Do we have- do we have any
New Year's
updated,
resolution?
Yeah. Updated demographics information, New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Krampus. In parts of Europe, particularly Austria and Germany, the figure Krampus is associated with Christmas. Krampus is a half goat, half demon creature who is said to punish children who have been naughty. Krampus is often depicted as a fearsome figure but he is also seen as a humorous and playful character in some traditions. Nice.
Classic.
And then we got one more. This one's from the U.S., and I have not heard of this one. The Christmas pickle. In the United States, it's a popular tradition to hide a small glass pickle ornament on the Christmas tree. The person who finds the pickle on Christmas morning gets an extra present. The tradition is believed to have originated in Germany.
I actually have heard of that one.
So yeah, there you go. That's search that on ChatGPT. Yeah, it's interesting, man. A lot of I've heard a lot of professors in academia are really worried right now, just because kids are going to be able to like straight up type in a question and get the answer to it right away.
Oh, not just that, but they'll be able to get an essay written. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, based off of those stories, I wouldn't trust it for a good essay, but like, yeah, definitely it's heading that way.
Yeah.
And like, it's interesting, like, you know, they're going to definitely fight against that a lot, but it's like, there's an argument to be made. It's almost like using the calculator. Like, you know, why are we still writing out math on paper when we have this? It's kind of just like the next advancement of human technology in that way. Like, it's like a tool for us to use where we don't have to remember this shit because we have this thing right here. Like, move on to the next thing to learn about.
Yeah, I think for me personally, where it comes down to is I just need to be able to make sure I can do this stuff if I don't have those tools. You know, it's nice to have the tools, but you can't always count on them.
Oh yeah, and there's definitely always value in still knowing how to do that stuff by hand. But like, as a human population, like,
yeah,
it's going to be a valuable tool to save a lot of people a lot of work that they wouldn't even think they're doing right now. Really, I mean, I bet.
Oh yeah.
You guys got any good Christmas traditions that you've been doing this year? Or?
Well, I had some Santa facts I was going to share with us.
Oh, yeah.
Can we do that before traditions?
I'll fact check you. I don't need Google or anything. I can just tell you if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, let us know, Santa, if it's accurate.
Chris, you'll probably recognize this, but you guys know me. I'm a bit of a science nerd. So I've been thinking about Santa a little bit lately. Yep. I like to crunch the numbers, and I decided to run some numbers. And so I was thinking, there's no species of reindeer that can fly, Walker, right? But we've got 300,000 species or so of living organisms yet to be classified. And so most of them are insects and germs and stuff like that, but it does not completely rule out flying reindeer, which is important because it's kind of tricky to think about how Santa delivers all those presents in one night, right? You guys ever think about that? Like, how do you do it, Santa? You know, do you freeze time? Is it magic? What's going on there? So I crunched some numbers. Turns out there's about 2 billion children, people under 18 in the world. But since Santa doesn't seem to handle Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, and Buddhist children, that reduces his workload to about 15% of the total. Something around 378 million, according to the Population Reference Bureau. At an average census rate of 3.5 children per Christian household, that's 91.8 million homes. And one presumes, for the purposes of this discussion, that there's at least one good child in each. So Santa, because of the way the Earth rotates and the way time zones work, has actually about 31 hours of Christmas to work with. This is because during that 24-hour period that the day is rotating, the sun is moving along, and he gets a couple extra hours. So, assuming he travels east to west, which he must to get that 31 full hours, this works out to about 822.6 visits per second. That's to say, for each household with good children, Santa has about 1/1000th of a second to park, get out of the sleigh, go down the chimney, fill the stockings, distribute the presents under the tree, eat the snacks, get back up the chimney, and get back into the sleigh and move on to the next house. Now, assuming that each of these 91.8 million stops are evenly distributed around the Earth, which of course we know is not true, and if we really want to, guys, I can get into about another 10 minutes of numbers and talk about the distribution of children, but I don't think we need to. Given all that, though, we're talking about 0.78 miles per household, a total trip of 75.5 million miles. not counting stops to do what a lot of us have to do every 31 hours, plus feeding, etc. This means that Santa's sleigh is moving at 650 miles per second, 3,000 times the speed of, sound. For purposes of comparison, the fastest man-made vehicle ever produced, the Ulysses space probe, moves at a paltry 27.4 miles per second. A conventional reindeer can run, of course, about 15 miles per hour. Now, we also have to talk a little bit about aerodynamics here, because the payload on the sleigh adds another interesting element. Assuming that each child gets nothing more than a medium-sized Lego set, about 2 pounds, this means that Santa's sleigh is carrying about 321,300 tons, not counting the fat man himself, who we all know is a little bit overweight. On land, a reindeer can pull... On land, a reindeer pulls about
We just add to my naughty list Santa Claus on the naughty list for that one.
Hey, that's okay, buddy. I'll take it, because you know what? Sometimes naughtiness is necessary for facts to be present. Okay, so let's just say, though, these normal reindeer can pull about 300 pounds, and let's grant that the flying reindeer, quote-unquote, if they exist, let's say they pull 10 times the amount. Still, we cannot get the job done with 8 or 9 or even 10 reindeer. So we'll need a few more. We need about 214,200. And this introduces the slavery of the Tsiolkovsky rocket equation. The more propulsion you bring, the more weight has to go into that propulsion, so the more propulsive force you have to bring. So the 200,000 reindeer increases the payload, not even counting the sleigh, to 353,430 tons. Again, for comparison, this is 4 times the weight of the ship, the HMS Queen Elizabeth. Now, 353,000 tons traveling at 650 miles per second does something. It creates wild air resistance. This heats up the reindeer in the same fashion as spacecrafts re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Or a better comparison would be a meteor smashing into the atmosphere. The lead pair of reindeer absorb 14.3 quintillion joules of energy per reindeer per second. In short, they burst into flames almost instantaneously, exposing the reindeer behind them and creating a deafening sonic boom as they explode. Basically, the entire reindeer team ends up vaporized within 4.26 thousandths of a second, while Santa, meanwhile, is subjected to centrifugal forces 17,500.06 times greater than gravity. So, the next time you're sitting alone at Christmas Eve, take a moment to step outside and look up into the sky and see if you can see the nuclear trail of Santa exploding above you, and maybe stick out your tongue and gather a little bit of that reindeer ash.
Very good. Classic. Classic.
Wrong.
Yeah,
It's much simpler than that.
Tell me.
All right, so here's the deal. Once upon a time, Santa Claus, yours truly, I did deliver presents to every child in the world. Back when there was like 1 million or so people. Eventually, you humans kind of went a little overboard. Now what, there's like 8 billion of you? I can't even remember when I stopped. But eventually I was like, all right, there's no way I'm delivering all these gifts. So basically, you know how parents tell their kids, like, Santa's real and stuff, and get them gifts from Santa? Yeah, you know who gave them that idea? I did. Yeah, now I don't even have to go to their houses and deliver the presents, and they still think that I'm real. Santa wins and does not have to go all over the place and can sit home, eat cookies, and drink beer or milk.
This version of Santa is this vindictive, I win, you fucker.
Yeah, I scammed you. I scammed every parent in the world for generations.
Suck it, fuckers.
Yeah, so the answer is I don't go actually on the sleigh anywhere.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's all a psychological trick now.
It's all psychological now. Yeah.
Santa, I gotta be honest, it sounds kind of like a supervillain move.
Why?
What's
bad about it?
secretly influencing
You,
every
I mean,
family
you
on the world.
hold on a second. You yourself just spent like 8 to 10 minutes explaining to me. Believe me, I know what you were explaining because I have had to deal with it. How difficult it would be for me to deliver kids presents to all these children all over the world. What am I
Yes,
supposed to
Santa.
do here? I want the tradition to stay alive, but I can't do it. It's just not possible.
It just feels mind controlling. It feels like non.
Oh, yeah,
It feels like
definitely,
a
yeah.
government psyop, you know? Well, because this maybe the reason Santa wears red isn't because of Christmas at all. Maybe he's Chinese.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you part of the party, Santa?
Santa has no comment.
Silence from the Santa corner. No denial.
Yeah. Hand over the mic. Santa's representatives will speak on this at another time.
Santa has to go.
Santa's like, I've got a Christmas party to attend. The party.
So yeah, I guess I would like to spend this moment. Thank you to all the parents who are doing my job for me. You're a gullible person, but I love you for it. And your kids are gullible for believing you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
funny.
the real Christmas conspiracy nobody talks about. But I guess it's going to be out in the world in a couple days once this gets out. So the secret's out.
Secret's
Oh,
out.
man.
I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I guess Christmas is I'm just going to say this now. Christmas is canceled next year, guys. And don't expect anything.
Wow.
I mean, it's not like I was coming anyways, but
All because of this podcast.
yep. So sorry, guys. Santa might
Oops.
be a little more disappointing than you thought.
Dang.
It's usually the way it is.
Hey, but for those of you watching who held out belief all of this time, you've been proven right. I am real. I'm right here. I'm on this podcast right now. Undeniable proof. Undeniable proof. Ho ho ho.
It's right there in video.
Video
For all to
evidence.
see.
There's an hour long. Literally 1 hour 30 seconds of Santa. Actually, it was revealed after a couple minutes, so not quite that long. But hell yeah. Well,
I was going to say, thanks for joining us, Santa. It's really great
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
could come say hi. I wish Walker could have been here.
I would like to say to you both, Chris and Scout, you put in a good effort this year, but I'd like to see a little more effort to be on the nice list this next year from both of you. Specifically you, Scout. You gotta stop. You gotta stop doing that one thing, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, good thing this is a podcast. That's all I'm saying. Good thing this is a podcast. I said, good thing this is a podcast. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you didn't know we're video now, Chris.
I mean, still, they wouldn't have seen it.
Yep. Well, I guess I gotta get going. Gotta start Gotta start making those toys for next year so I can deliver them on time.
Wink, wink.
Yep. Well,
Alrighty.
sweet. Maybe we can get a New Year's episode in, or
Yeah.
around then. It doesn't have to
Around
be.
then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some. Think of some New Year's based topics and whatnot.
Sure.
But yo, this has been
My favorite New
Santa.
Year's movie.
It's been great being on y'all's podcast. I probably won't be back till maybe this time next year, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of like this time of year. Santa comes out to party, rock on, and then I'm just kind of like,
Christmas was canceled anyway.
I just kind of go.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I mean,
just said
it's
so.
canceled, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna go party.
Yeah. Santa's like,
Oh.
I'm still going to show up and get drunk. Come on.
Come on, dude. Well, to our loyal listeners, we appreciate you very much. We
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed that episode.
Thank you for joining us through this year.
Yeah, year number. It's been like a year and a half, but
Yeah.
the second calendar year of doing the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us and Merry Christmas
best,
to
and
everyone.
we got
Yeah.
a
Merry Christmas.
insane guest host. So you're welcome.
Thank you again, Santa. We
All
can't.
right. Ho ho ho! Peace out, everybody.